Jobina, we are going to cover The Chosen, which is about kind of like Jesus times. And I recently ran across a good book about Christianity.
Okay.
It's called It's Time to Question How Christians Believe instead of another debate about what Christians believe. It's really like insightful. It's well written. I really enjoy it. Let me look. It's on Amazon. The author is
Who's the author?
Luther R. Palmer III.
Shameless promotion.
Shameless promotion. Let's start the show. Hey everyone, I am Luther Palmer, and this is One Episode Stand, the podcast where we have fun helping you figure out what to watch and what to ghost.
And I'm Jobina Scott. Each episode, we watch and discuss the premiere of a new show or not a new show. Y'all can see we are way off script. And we move on to the next thing. It's kind of like a one-night stand, no strings, no commitments, but for TV shows.
We also dig into some of the bigger questions these shows raise when you're not just watching, but actually paying attention. Jobina, we're going to get into The Chosen, but tell the people what else you're watching.
Yeah, this is the first time that I don't have a new show that I'm watching.
Oh.
I have rabbit holed into the show that I shared with you last episode, which is Pernille.
Oh.
It's got like 5 or 6 seasons. It's on Netflix. Every season only has 6 episodes, but it's this Norwegian dramedy about a single mom who is managing lots of things. Her children, her father, her romantic relationships, her, really tough job as like a child advocate. It's really, really, really good. So I am still deep into Pernille.
Okay, well, that's awesome, I guess. I'm going to check it
Many
out.
episodes in. You got to watch it.
I'm finishing up Couples Therapy on Prime. They did this weird thing where they released more episodes, but not as a new season, although it was a year after the previous episode, so it didn't trigger as like new season out. So I just happened to be looking at it and it said new episode. So I really love that show. So that's what I'm watching.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into The Chosen. What did you know about this show before we picked it? Because I'm the one who I think brought it to your attention.
Yeah, this is a Luther recommendation. I did not even know it was out. I had never heard of it. It was not recommended to me. But it is this show about Jesus, multiple seasons, 5 seasons of the life of Jesus on Prime.
Well, and I guess I would say it a little bit differently because it's called The Chosen. And I sort of think it's about the disciples, right? Like
it's about
like they were chosen.
It's more about the people than it is about him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They were chosen. And I also kind of think it's about Judea, right? Judaism.
Yeah, it's about the chosen people.
The chosen people. And so I came to the show because my kids watch it and they like it. And the interesting thing about this show is they actually crowdfunded this show.
What?
They raised, I think, somewhere around $8 to $9 million crowdfunding this show. And they used to have an app that you could only watch like the first season on this app. And they also had movie screenings. So they really made it what do you call it when it's like a groundswell? Like they really did that kind of marketing to produce the show. And then in subsequent seasons, they would ask people for more money. And they actually gave people, you didn't just donate to the show, you actually became an investor. So if the show does well and they sold it, which they've eventually clearly sold it to Amazon because it's on Prime, I think the investors get back a cut of the money they put in. So, I mean, that's really
one way to make a show
marketing strategy. And I think it's being talked about as one of the best kind of religious dramas by humanizing everyone involved.
The people,
these Bible characters, we tend to think of them as like non-human sometimes. But they're really human. They have everyday problems. And this show sort of takes you kind of day in the life, but kind of week in the life. I mean, they're doing, I think they're on season 5. and Jesus' life is only 3 years, right? So like kind of year in the life of what it's like to kind of walk with Jesus.
Walk with these folks. Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of how it looks, sounds, and feels, I mean it looks like other Bible shows.
Yeah, it's dusty brown.
Yeah, dusty and brown.
All that.
But it's really well produced, right? The acting is good.
Yes,
it's produced well.
it's good.
I looked up the ethnic origin of the guy playing Jesus because I was like, is this a white guy? You know how Hollywood has that issue, right?
Yes.
He's mixed with like Iranian something else, so he gets a pass. And because all the characters, I didn't know, is this brown makeup or are they Middle Eastern? I was trying to figure out.
Right. Everybody is looking a little brown.
But I think a lot of them all have some ethnic background to the Mediterranean area and the Middle East. So I was happy to learn that.
Well, I also noticed that there are just average everyday Black people as characters.
Right.
As well. Like, I see like different hues on the brown spectrum, right, in terms of the actors.
Okay, so we're actually talking about season 5, episode 1, right? The season 5 premiere. And this episode is about Jesus. Now, I don't know, listeners, I don't know how much you know about this story, but spoiler alert, Jesus dies at some point.
No, stop it. Well, I have to tell you, the whole episode, I kept having anxiety.
Really?
That I was like, this is going to be the episode where he is crucified. And I kept having serious anxiety, like fast forwarding and rewinding. Like I was so nervous that it was, yes. I remember so vividly watching in the theaters The Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
And the gruesome nature of the crucifixion scene. Then for me as a Christian, like all the weight of like what that means.
Right.
I couldn't handle it. Like I literally in the theater put my head down between my legs and asked my friend to just tell me when it's over. Like I could not handle it. And I was nervous the entire episode.
I don't think you're alone in that. I think a lot of people had those feelings. And that movie kind of took some pushback for being so graphic, and
it was so gruesome and graphic.
I think people were saying, in a weird way, they were saying the crucifixion of Jesus really should be thought of as this mythical, not mythical event, but like this larger than life event. And they actually took some slack for, now we visualize it, like now we know what it is.
Yeah.
And it's not just this thing in our mind, which was an odd kind of pushback of that story. But yeah, it was weird.
Well, let me tell you, I was stressed out the entire episode.
Do you remember, because Mel Gibson was behind it? He's behind that,
Mel
right?
Gibson, yeah.
Do you remember Mel Gibson has made some anti-Semitic remarks, right?
Yes.
But.
Many times.
Right. But so that movie showed that the Jews were responsible for killing Christ. And the Jews were like, we didn't do this. Like, we didn't have the power to kill anyone. And they were saying the movie is anti-Semitic. And then people were like, have you read the New Testament? Like, if you think the movie's bad, wait until you read the New Testament, because they also blame you for killing Christ. Like it was kind of a, like, what are you all doing? Like, you're fighting the wrong battle here. Like, the battle is not with Mel Gibson. It is, but it's not with that movie.
It is.
Right? It's not. It wasn't with that movie.
Not for that.
Because the movie literally told what
just
the book
depicts the biblical story.
Right.
Yes.
So in this episode, this is Jesus coming into Jerusalem for like the Last Supper and the trial of Christ, right? I kind of knew so much has to happen before the crucifixion. I know they're going to drag that out.
They weren't going to get to it.
Oh my God. They might not even get to it in this season.
Yeah, this is true.
They're going to drag this thing out forever. But it starts out, so here's what I find interesting about the Bible. It starts out with Jesus telling his disciples, you're going to betray me. And they're like, no, we would never.
Of course we're not.
And I'm thinking, how many miracles would you have to see to actually start believing the man?
Before you believe this guy.
Maybe he knows what he's talking about.
What he's talking about.
And we would never. He's straight face. Yes, you will. Like you're
gonna
do it. The other thing is he kind of talks to them in like figures of speech and parables, and he acknowledges that, and he says,
yeah, he's like, I'm gonna stop doing that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get more direct here.
But then he didn't really say, I'm gonna be crucified. He just says like, I'm gonna depart from you, and he never really says.
Yeah.
And Jamina, big picture question here: do you think the Bible is clear? Right? There's a lot of symbolism. There's a lot of interpretation. Your personal opinion: do you think the Bible's clear?
I think the Bible leaves a lot of room for interpretation.
Right.
And I think that most people who are believers, to the point of the book that you were highlighting, they suspend the need for evidence.
Right.
Rely on faith and say the parts that I don't understand, I don't understand, and I'll understand it better by and by.
By and by. By and by.
By and by.
By and by. That's the first time I've sung on the podcast.
If you went to our college, let me tell you, you are singing along right now. The anthem.
Right.
The anthem.
Right. The other thing it was interesting to me is, and it was probably worse, more so in The Passion of Jesus Christ. I don't know that I could play Jesus. Like
There's no way.
So I could wait. So let me say this. I could now because I'm not a believer in that way anymore. But like when I believed that this was Jesus the Christ, I don't know that I could like imagine playing Jesus and they're like, cut. And then you're like sexting some girl about coming over to her house. And like it would just feel
you're drinking, you're going to the after party.
And everyone looking at you like, that would just be weird, right?
Yeah, dude. And I feel like it probably sticks with you, isn't it? Like what happened to the actor who played Jesus on the
Right.
Passion of the
Yes.
Christ? What happened to him?
Right. Yes.
Like I also feel like for your career, maybe not the best.
Is there a character who you just like it would just be too weird to play?
I mean, maybe Mary, the mother of Jesus, like she is the most holified woman, of course,
right.
in the Bible. Like there's no way I want to play Mary.
Right.
Of course, they're not going to invite either of us to play.
But is there anyone else in history? Like, is there anyone else
in history,
like a biological figure in history that you just feel like, this is
okay? So when I watch movies where Black people are playing slaves, I think how like there's a scene where oh goodness, Lupita Nyong'o is being whipped.
Yes. Yes.
That I just think,
was that 12 Years a Slave?
How can was it 12 Years a Slave? I'm not remembering the movie, but like how do you then interface with your co-actors?
Yes.
To the same thing in the after party when they're using the N-word prolifically, and you are subject to a simulation of the humiliation of your ancestors. Like, I don't think I could do it.
All of these movies and shows that depict this, they talk about how like some pre-work is done on set.
It's gotta be
the root scene where where Kunta was being whipped and made to call himself Toby. That there was a lot of pre-work involved.
Oh, they had to have.
And what's interesting, what I find actually most interesting is that usually it's the white actors and actresses who can't do it, right? They're gutted by the inhumanity that they have to portray, and they don't want to get into that space. I think even Leonardo DiCaprio said in Django, right? Like he had it took him a day or two to really embrace the cruelty of even just the language. So that's a good